I'm gonna run.
Oh, okay.
You
started
just put it. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, then. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Social Unavailable Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. This is, I think, episode, 17, 18? Today I'm joined by Mr. Lewis. Gentleman I actually just met today, actually.
Yes.
If you want to, give you a little self-introduction, introduce who you are, where you from.
My name is Mr. Lewis. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. Raised in New York.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. From New York.
From New York.
Oh, I didn't know that far.
But I was raised in New York.
Oh, okay.
Born here.
Born here, raised in New York. What
Yeah.
part of New York?
Queens.
Oh, nice. You miss it?
No.
What do you not miss?
The snow.
Oh, I hear that one.
You know,
I don't like the snow,
The
no.
cold air, and all that kind of stuff. But, I like the fact that it's a city that never sleeps,
Yeah, it is. I like that city too. I don't like the snow either though. I can't wait to get away from it. But you want to tell us a little bit more? I know the reason I wanted to get on to talk to you because I heard you're very musically talented.
Well, not really. I collect musical instruments, but I mostly play drums. I collect other instruments, keyboards, saxes, trombones, flutes, guitars, basses,
Oh wow.
but only thing I play
Uh-huh.
as my talent is the drums.
And how long you been playing the drum for?
Since I was probably 6.
6?
Yeah.
Oh, so you must be on that thing.
I'm all right. But what happened in Queens, they used to have a Boy Scout troop,
Uh-huh.
and I think the number was 362.
362.
And so they used to have different marches, like Memorial Day, Veterans Day, this, that, and the other. And so they used to have a bugle or horn section, and they would march up and down the streets of Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
And I wound up hearing the bass drum. It drove me crazy. The boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And so I ran over. I saw that there was a store that used to be on the corner. I went and got me a box and found me some string and tied the string in the box around me and found me 2 sticks. And I was following those guys beating up this box.
Oh.
That's how I started playing drums.
Okay.
And that's initially how that started.
Okay. Wow. You just started your own thing.
Yeah, I was just following the fellas. They was
What-
marching and playing the bugles and everything, and it made me lose my mind. And so I've been a drum head ever since.
Okay. Little string, little box. Start banging on it.
Yeah.
What you use your hand or you like?
But no, I got me some sticks.
I got some sticks.
Now beating the hell out of that box, put a hole on that box, flip it over, and restring
Use
it
the other
up,
one?
and go for what I know.
Wow. Wow, that's interesting. That's really
That's how I
interesting.
started playing drums.
And that's how you started it. Wow. So from a box and string.
Yeah, box and strings.
Wow. And then now here you are. How many years later?
Oh, probably 60 years later.
60 years.
Yeah.
60
Yeah.
years. And how? When did you get onto an actual drum set or?
Probably when I was about, I would say 8 to 9.
Okay.
I got a old Ludwig set, and it was a gift, and I had it in the basement. My mother, she didn't mind me playing drums, but I couldn't play no drums, and I only knew one beat.
Okay.
And that's what I played for years and years and years. It seemed like, and that's what I would do. And through playing through the years, I got a little bit better and better and better. And so I think by the age of 13, I was with Santana
Okay.
in Queens, and him and this, he had a music show we used to go to, and there was another drummer named Marshall I went to school with. His father owned a music store, and Santana would come in there and talk about, I need a drummer,
Yeah.
and that's how I wound up playing with him.
No way.
Yeah.
And this was no experience on the gym, where you had some
Yeah,
experience.
I had no experience, and I would go to their penthouse and you know, they say you're gonna have a rehearsal at his house, you know. And I looked through the peephole. I said, man, there ain't nobody wearing no clothes in there. What the hell? They knew this, you know. I didn't know.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
But, so I hung out with them for a while, and of course he had this guitar thing, which was called a repeater. This was in the '60s, and he was just wailing and doing his thing with that, you know.
Wow. And so did you get lessons from him then?
No, I had lessons from Buddy Rich.
Okay.
Years ago. My godfather, let me tell you this story, I need to write a book. My godfather was a trumpet player.
Okay.
And he was from here in South Carolina. Him and Dizzy Gillespie were high school buddies.
Okay.
So I used to go to Dizzy Gillespie's house and Louis Armstrong's house and Sammy Davis Jr. house out in Long Island, Manhasset, Long Island. And I didn't know who these guys were. You know, just hanging out with my godfather, him and Dizzy had that strange horn that shot up, you know. I used to go over to Dizzy's house all the time, get candy too, when he was, as his wife said. I said, Mr. Dizzy, oh no, he's on tour. I was so young, in tour. Yeah, what the hell, you know, in tour in Europe. I didn't know what, maybe she sounded like she was speaking a foreign language, you know. I said, you remember me? Yeah, boy, you just here the other day. Yes, ma'am. I said, we was riding around, we was poor. We were riding around on our bicycles. We didn't have no tires. We were riding on rims.
Really?
Yeah, and the sparks were shooting up from the rims, you know. And I said, yo, wait a minute, fellas, wait a minute. I know somebody live here. Well, they got some good old candy in there. And so I knocked on the door. I said, how you doing, Miss Dizzy? She said, yeah. I said, Mr. Dizzy home? She said, no. Like I said, he in tour in Europe. I said, tour in Europe? I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I said, you remember me? She said, boy, you were just here the other day. I said, yes, ma'am. I said, I'm looking around. I said, you still got any of that good old candy in here? She said, yeah. I said, you got enough for me and my friend? My friend was down on that bicycle with rimless tires looking at me. And so bring her behind me here. Yes, ma'am. I got my head and went on in there. And she hooked me up with 2 bags. She gave me a decent bag for myself, then she gave me a big bag of candy, and I tell her, I said, thank you, Miss Dizzy. And I walked, I said, I told you they had some candy in there. And we rode on off on a tireless bikes with the sparks shooting up, eating candy, went over to Casino Park.
Okay.
And hung out there for the day. And that was my episode of hanging out with those big shots. And like I said, I would go to Louis Armstrong's house, and him and my godfather would be blowing, and you know, being a little boy, you know, that's all y'all do every time we come here, you know. I wanted to play or something, you know.
Yeah.
And so Louis, we didn't call Louis Armstrong, we called him Pops.
Pops.
And so Pops said, you know, I wrote a song that day. and my godfather, well, let us hear it. And so I see trees of green, red roses too. I see they blossom for me and you. And I think to myself, well, what a wonderful world.
No way.
And so I was a little boy. I didn't understand that raspiness and what. There's something wrong with his voice. Not knowing that was his style.
Yeah.
You know, so and I remember going out to Long Island to Sammy Davis Jr.'s house.
Wow.
And he would always be playing the piano, and me being a little boy. One time I went there, he didn't have no patch on it. Next time I went there, he had a patch on it. I didn't understand that, you know. So he tells my godfather he's gonna be in a play in the next week. I said, play. That's all I want to hear as a little child. You know, play.
Yeah.
I want to go play right now. You know.
Yeah.
So he had a white wife, and they had a daughter.
Yeah.
Her name was Renee Britt, and they used to keep the men separate from the females. Anyway, I'm hounding these two dudes because you know, they talking about playing. You know, and so is it time yet? You know, is it ready to go yet? So I hound them and hound them and hound them and hound them and hound them. And so, you know, and so Sam said, we can't get nothing done with this boy here, so we might as well, you know, take him, you know, shut him up. So they asked me, do you like cheese doodles? I said, yeah, I like cheese doodles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Snack
like
on,
cheese
you know.
doodles.
And so got me some good old cheese doodles. They took me to, they said we got to go to the store first.
Yeah.
They bought me a bag. The bag was half the size I was. It was a big ass bag. And so they took me out to this park, and there was some ducks out there. They said, now, here, eat some of the cheese doodles and go out there and feed them ducks. And so I go out there, hey, ducky, ducky, here, ducky, ducky. Man, them duckies ran my ass out the park. They trying to get at me. That was enough for me. The ducks made 10 feet tall, man. And they ran me out the park. And so Sammy says to my godfather, well, the next time you come over here and mess up our jam session, we're going to bring you out here and feed you to the ducks. So that shut me down.
Wow, Louis Armstrong though.
What about?
You knew him? Like,
I used to hang out at his house on his back porch.
No way.
Yeah. There was a lot of, in the musical field, I've been in the musical field since I was, like I said, 8. The Apollo Theater was my babysitter.
Apollo Theater
Was my babysitter.
No. So you were
They used
there
to
every
take me
day.
there Fridays
Uh-huh.
and leave me there till Sunday. I used to sleep there, hang out with Jackie Wilson. You know, people don't know that the Apollo Theater
Uh-huh.
was Jackie Wilson's house.
No way.
Yeah, and
Apollo
he
Theater.
performed like 5-6 times a day.
Yeah.
And I used to run havoc in the Apollo, you know, as a little kid. Boy, you don't belong right here. Well, you can't catch me, mister. I'll be running all over. But, you know, people, last time I went there, I went up to the Apollo, I can't even remember, it's about 10 years ago. And up under the Apollo Theater, there's a room called the Green Room. This is where all the actors and
I've heard about
entertainers hang out at
Before they go out.
before they go out.
Okay, yeah.
And so I took a friend with me, and it was a girl. I said, the chances are you'll never be in this room again in your life unless you know somebody that's going to bring you here.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
like this is a one-in-a-lifetime event
Opportunity,
in life that you'll ever see.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but that's but I had a blast in the Apollo. I used to hang out with Jackie, used to get his nails and hair done, and you know this, that, and other. And through hanging out with him and Apollo being my babysitter, there was nobody that came through
Yeah.
that I didn't see.
Wow, no way. That's
Yeah.
Apollo.
Yeah.
And you hung out in the green room. You seen the green room.
Yeah. Last time I was there, I was with, I think, Roberta Flack, Maxie Gray, and the horn section from down in Louisiana. The horny horns down there. And that the tickets were $100,000
Yeah. To what? To
per person
to see them?
to see this show.
No.
And so it was for the American Jazz Foundation.
Okay.
And so what the American Jazz Foundation did, they get corporate people to pool this money in to put on this show
Uh-huh.
at the Apollo. And they would buy, like it was a guy, he lost his legs in a motorcycle accident. They buy prostheses and things of that nature for some of the musicians, some of the old musicians that would help support them in their elderly age.
Wow.
That's what that money was used for.
So you've been around, huh?
Yeah, it's
You've
nobody.
been around a lot of.
There's nobody I'd never seen.
Wow. That's amazing. That's really amazing. So I'm sitting across from a legend then. Huh.
Yeah, well, I hang out with legends, and some people call me a legend, but you know, I'm just humble fella. You know, we had a fantastic life in the music field. You know.
Wow. Okay. That's.
I was also the first vice president of Kool and the Gang's fan club before they became famous.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, man. That makes you a legend. You know, hanging out with those legends makes you a legend.
Yeah, well, the only legend I know is who I went to the Apollo with the last time was Drake Smalls. He's a South Carolina legend.
Okay.
And they got a book about him, and I was his best man at his wedding.
His best man?
I was his best man, you know, and he's 90 years old.
Okay.
They done honor his stuff is in the State Museum. He done had the city, key with the city numerous times, and his last birthday he was 89, doing fine. You know, he likes to rap, you know, and so I went to his 90th birthday party at the State Museum, and like I said, I ran across people that wrote books about him. You know, but they don't know my history with him.
Oh.
You know, and some of them, you know, they're so busy trying to write the books, they never knew that I was his best man. They never, you know, they never knew that, you know, I've been playing with him for years.
Wow.
You know, in this state. And I think we did a show down in Charleston. Who was that? Al Green, Buddy Guy, you know, Drake Smalls, and that was the Charleston Jazz Fest. And, you know, back in the day, I think I had in New York, I had a 10-piece band.
10-piece band?
Yeah, different shades of black.
Different shades of black.
Yeah. And
wow.
We didn't cut any records.
Yeah.
But I've been on numerous CDs with various other groups. You know, the Ramada Singers, which is a gospel group, Blues DeVille, Shelly McGee and Blues DeVille, you know. And, you know, I'm what they call a studio drummer.
Studio drummer? So?
Studio, you know, you need to do a recording, I'm the man to go do it for you.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So you play drum for people's records then?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man, you gotta write a book.
That's what everybody keeps telling me.
You have to write a book.
This podcast might help.
Yeah,
you
yep.
get on a good idea. You know.
I think that'd be a great idea. Yeah, but I feel like you have a lot of good stories to tell and a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, I remember when people don't know, like I said, that Jackie Wilson's house was the Apollo Theater.
Yeah.
And so before I changed my name to Lewis, I was a Jackson. And so Michael happened to be there for amateur hour. Diane Roscoe brought him in. Okay. And so we looking at Jackie Wilson on the stage, and I said, Michael, what you gonna do? He said, I got an idea. What do you mean you got an idea? He was walking at Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson singing, "You better stop." And he used to hit on the floor and dogging me around, you know, that was the name of the song. And Michael came out on stage, did the same song as he was 6 or 7, 8 years old.
No way.
And they said, they got a baby Jackie Wilson in the house. Yeah. And Michael was famous ever since.
Wow.
About 2 or 3 weeks later, he came in with the Jackson 5.
Oh, man.
You know, but it was, you had Smokey and you had the Motown Review, all of them would come in, you know, but Michael came in and did the same song Jackie Wilson did, and he was famous ever since.
Wow. So you seen the Jackson 5?
Yeah, many times.
Yeah. I love Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is one of my favorite
bad boy.
artists, man. He's a very talented man.
He's a bad boy.
Wow. So you hung out with a lot of greats. A lot of greats.
All of them.
All of them, wow.
It was, you know, like I said, if they came through the Apollo Theater,
you've seen them.
I seen them and I hung out with them.
Wow. So knowing all this, being at the Apollo and seeing other people, what's one of the most like honorable or like most greatest memory you have of growing up and seeing everybody or
The most astonishing thing I ever seen at the Apollo Theater was Parliament Funkadelics.
the what?
Parliament Funkadelic.
The Parliament Funkadelics.
Funkadelics.
Funkadelics, okay.
And they came there with long head sucker and they had diapers on, big old pins.
Okay.
I'm used to the people from Motown.
Yeah.
They suit down and
Yeah.
down. And here these jokers come out here with diapers on. What the hell going on? It was a trip. And I think the other group that I seen that was more whitish was, who was that? Red Earth.
Red Earth?
Yeah, the name of that big group, Red Earth, they came up there and performed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. The diapers thing. I'm still stuck in this diaper thing.
That was a Parliament. That's the way they.
That's how they did.
worked
That was their get up. That's their thing.
They still do it today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
And
man.
Drop the mothership and all that kind of stuff. They smoking that stuff. Yeah, it was a real interesting idea.
The diapers. Grown men coming out with diapers.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
interesting. So that's one of your astonishing.
That shocked me. That was like in the culture shock. What the hell is this? I wasn't used to that.
You coming out here with diapers? What they doing?
I'm used to people. The Motown, all them people, they suited down.
Yeah.
The show Smokey and all
That's
of them.
nice.
Jackie,
Yeah.
And then I see Parliament Funkadelic coming to the house. What the hell is this? And they all out in the aisle and they tearing the Apollo Theater up, boy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Who knew this? I got talking to Shipman. You guys hanging out with a legend over here. And you just live a nice quiet life over here then.
I love it.
Yeah? Did you miss being at the Apollo and seeing all the people?
No, what's my name? My boy's name, Joe Carter.
Okay.
He was the keyboard player for Ray Chew and the Crew, which is the Apollo Theater's band.
Yeah.
Okay. He's now the stage manager for the Apollo. So
Oh,
he was
okay.
saying, "Man, you need to come back up here." I said, "No, I can't do that." I said, "Man, you need to come back up here." I said, "I can't do it, dog." I said, "Cause I gotta go. I got a limo waiting for me." He said, "You need to come back." I said, "Man, if I come back to New York, I'll lose my mind." That's what I'm talking about. Come on. No, I can't do it. I can't do it, man.
So he wanted to come back.
Yeah, he wanted me to come back.
And start playing again and doing all that. Wow. What about over here? You ever thought about doing it from over here and just still making like you said, the studio drummer? You ever thought about doing it again, but over here?
No, well, up there we had some of the best music studios, the record plant, media sound studios.
But it's New York.
Yeah, that's what. and they were stupid money per hour too.
Oh wow, I can't imagine.
And so, I mean, one time we was amateurs, to a certain degree, and we must have spent about 16 hours on one song.
16 hours.
And I think it was like $175 an hour. So we was going in the hole big time.
Wow.
And that was with a group called Montage.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of that. But
They used to be in New York, Montage.
Wow. And it took you 16 hours to make this song.
It's one song.
One song.
Yeah. It was terrible. It was terrible, man. So the studio time will beat you to death, but I just been playing with local groups here and
okay. So you're still playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a good time doing that stuff, man.
So are you in a band then over here?
Yeah, I'm with a band called Natural Desire. Everybody has
Natural
one.
Desire.
Everybody has one, but they don't use it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's the name of the group.
Natural Desire.
Yes.
And how often do you play then?
We play 2 or 3 times a month.
Oh, okay. Not too bad.
Something to break the monotony and knock off the cobwebs.
Wow. So at least you're still playing.
Yeah.
You're still in the music then.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
I've been in this a long time, man.
This is really interesting. I didn't know a legend was living over here.
There's plenty of them around here.
Wow. You gotta look for them, right?
They around.
Wow. So what's who or like what inspires you the most to play the drums or be into music?
That's a hard question because being a drummer, I like certain songs.
Okay.
You know. Now, thinking of Pops, he inspired me the most, but I didn't understand it because I was so young. You know what I'm saying? But after I started learning what he was doing, I see trees of green.
That's a great
Red
song.
Roses. This is a fabulous song, man. You know.
Wow.
That inspiration there, it was so simple.
Mm.
And it's you know, it'll last forever, that song.
That yes, it will. So just a simple way of how he sang that song inspired you.
Yeah.
Wow. And I know you called him Pop, right?
Yeah,
That's what you called him. Wow, man, this is very cool. Really, this is really cool. I didn't know. I didn't know. Miss Shipman just shared with me that she was just like, you play the drums and you're a musician and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I like drums. I like music and all that stuff. So it'd be cool to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I was gonna get all this.
Right, I understand.
I'm very happy and honored to be able to talk to you about this. And
glad you do this with me, man.
yeah, I'm so happy. We gotta get you started on that book.
Yeah. I already got the title to the book. I just it's the Beat of the Drummer.
Beat of the Drummer. Oh, that's a good one.
And In Pursuit of Pizarro.
Pizarro. Okay.
You know anything about Pizarro?
No, I do not.
I'm an art collector. I collect instruments, guns,
Yeah.
So I collect paintings too.
Oh, do you? Okay.
And so Pizarro, the artist was named Camille Pizarro.
Camille Pizarro.
Okay.
Okay.
And he trained all the impressionists artists how to paint.
Oh.
Monet, Cézanne, Degas.
Wow. Okay.
He taught them how to paint. And he was born in 1830 in St. Thomas.
Where up here?
St. Thomas, the island.
Oh, okay. St. Thomas.
And then he, at the age of 12,
Uh-huh.
he left St. Thomas and went over to Paris, France, boarding school.
Paris, France.
Okay, and that's when he started doing his artwork there, and then he got over there and he went to art schools and did his boarding school over there and was painting over there too. And so he that's why I would name that book like that, because I'm trying to get some paintings that I have.
Uh-huh.
His first 3 paintings that get them authenticated.
Oh, well, you have his first 3, sir?
I have his first 3 paintings.
No way.
Yeah, and from my understanding, I think if he taught all the impressionists how to paint,
Mm-hmm.
and the number one, it goes by the artist that taught you how to paint.
Yeah.
And so, the long run, the highest price of an impressionist painting, I think, sold for $150 million per painting.
And that's an impressionist.
Impressionist. That's the only thing I collect is impressionist paintings.
Okay.
Okay. If he trained that artist and that painting sold for $150 million.
Yeah. You can't even imagine
what I have.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's why you got to think about, which is probably going to be in the book, the prejudiceness and the white supremacy in this country, because I didn't send to the Sotheby's, Christie's, Brohams, all the auction houses of what I had.
Okay.
Send them a brochure. Okay.
Okay.
And they all act like they got amnesia. For real.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, and I understand that.
Yeah.
You know, so they got different things like what they call a chip bank, where they take a little piece of the paint off and they analyze it with some other painting that he had, right?
Make sure it matches what he
make
was
sure it
using.
matches, right. Well, this last guy I was talking to, I was going to see him last summer.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, man, I'm going to come up there and bring the paintings and get some, get a piece of the paint off.
Yeah.
He said, man, I can't help you. That what I mean you can't have it. We were talking about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I sold my company to Sotheby's. I said, hold up, man. How you do something like that? Didn't you bust them 12 times last year with forgeries? You know, something wrong with this picture here. You know. Well, I'm only in the consulting area. I can't help you. I said, okay, I understand.
Wow.
You know, so don't think
Yeah.
there's no forgeries out
Of
coming across, you know,
Yeah.
in the art world.
Of course.
And then me being in South Carolina, this is not no art hub,
Oh.
you know. But I got the paintings from New York, and I brought them with me.
Oh,
You see
okay.
what
So
I'm
I see
saying?
what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Wow, that's messed up, though.
And that was a gift to me
Yeah, wow.
from a saxophone player with the Benny Goodman band. His wife was a collector,
And she gives
and
it to
she
you.
died in 1963.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I saw the painting, and I said, man, I don't like that painting. He said, man, I ain't into that. And he said, you want it? I said, yeah, I'm thinking. He said, I got 2 more by the same artist.
No
And
way.
he said, you can have them. He said, hold on to them 20, 30 years and see how much they be worth.
And look at
And I done
right
took
now.
them around to different museums. I done took them to people that, who was that painting there, man? Oh, that's my Monet. I mean, I forget his name. But he had that's my Rembrandt, by Rembrandt, self-portrait of Rembrandt. Rembrandt painted about $3, $4, $5 million. You got it in your house. You know, I had played the gig at his house.
Yeah.
Wood carved mahogany doors and wine cellar and this, that, and other.
man.
Who's that painting there? That's my Rembrandt by Rembrandt. Huh? I said, well, I got some paintings. Maybe I could bring them over and let you give me some ideas about these paintings. You know. I said, well, we could do that. We could bust some wine at the wine cellar, man. Just come on over. You know. I said, okay, that's a bet. Give us a little heads up. I said, I could do that. So I went on over there, him and his wife. They was in there. They went downstairs to get some wine at the wine cellar, and I put it on the table. And I said I only took 2 over there, and so I said, man, next thing I know, 2 of his son-in-laws come in.
Uh-huh.
What y'all up to? You know, and he said, we were just looking at some paintings, and who the artist, you know? And they went back in the room, they on the computer. And came back. They kept interrupting
Yeah.
our conversation. And kept talking, man. And his wife trying to distract me. I said, what? I can hear, that's his painting. That's the way he draws. He's a quick painter, and that's his signature. You know.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I had at the time.
No, really.
I didn't know.
You,
Right?
you just like the painting.
That was my second confirmation,
Oh.
because I went to an art teacher before then. I said, you know, I was asking God, I said, Lord, I sure like to be rich one day. And voice came in and said, you are, you just don't know it. I said, oh. I know I ain't supposed to question you, Lord, but I'm gonna put this to the minimum of words. How's that? He said, check your environment. Right, I got speakers up to the ceiling, keyboards, drums. Check my environment. So I'm shaking my house down.
Uh-huh.
I forgot I had the paintings.
No way. So
And they was lost for 20 years in my house.
when did you come across them? When did you find them?
They was behind a speaker that weighed 175 pounds.
Oh.
And rolled off down there, and I got this thing on there. I picked it up, I said, and I wrote it, I said, could this be what he talking about? So, I said, what I'm gonna do with this? I said, it looked like Pisano, but it says Pizarro. He wrote his R's backwards.
Backwards.
You know, what the hell did I do? So I took it over to this lady's house who was a friend of my mother. She was an art teacher for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I want you to look at this So she, what you got? She was hiding the clothes. She was art teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when she was hiding the clothes, I said to me, she had them on the iron board. What you got? I said, yeah. Where you get these damn things from? You know, she looking at the artist. She said, these are what I think they are.
She knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, these are worth millions. I go, yeah, this lady been drinking. Because I don't know what the hell. You know, I know she like to drink on the weekend, but damn, you know. And then she went to the shade and looked at that. Just think you done brought this shit in my house. You know, what the hell is wrong with her? You know. And so she explains to me. She go get a book, go to the page, and she go and got another book. She said that these, what I think is, now she explained it to me, these are Camille Pizarro's. I don't know, speaking foreign. He trained Monet, Cézanne, Gerard Degas, you know. And I said, what the hell is this lady talking about? Because he's an impression. I don't know what the hell that is. You know? And so, this thing, you know, bro, where you get these damn things from? I said, you know, my godfather up in New York, you met him. You know, he the one gave them to me. You know, it was a graduation present night back in 1974.
74. Wow. That's incredible.
You know, but he told me to hold on to him.
Yeah.
I done lost him for 20 years. And so that's why I'm trying to get them authenticated. Maybe this might help.
This might help. We gotta get the right person.
You know, and I done talked to the #1 art lawyer, and people don't know that art falls up under a different law.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They got art lawyers.
For each, like for a piece of art.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know,
So that's what you need to get?
I talked to he wrote books like this.
Oh, okay.
He's like, he's the one that knows about it. He knows about the paintings I have too, you know.
Wow.
And so I probably have to put him on a retrainer and everything or something to see if I can get him to work for me, man. That's why I would write a book. You know?
I think that'd be a great title. It'll draw people in too with
Yeah.
that. They're like, what's
Be
that?
the drummer and pursue presumption.
I like that. That's two great titles right there. We should really get you started on that book, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
That you have a lot of stories to tell. I can tell. Was there ever a moment in like on his career and on his journey you ever thought about quitting? Like
Quitting what?
Playing the drums or playing the drums for anybody?
2 or 3 times in my life, I had to quit.
Oh, you had to.
I got a blood clot in my leg one time, and doctor put me off from playing drums and this, that, and other. And I had substitute drummers that would come in for me.
Yeah.
You know, with the band, and of course, you know, I got drummers waiting to get rid of me. You know, and so you don't need to be out there playing. You need to give it up, and you know, I hear that all the time. You know, and it's like they waiting on me to, you know, get out of there so they can.
So they can take it over.
So they can take it.
Have it for themselves. Selfish.
Yeah, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, that's how the music industry goes, right?
It is.
That is how it goes. What was it like? What was the hardest thing also, like performing or writing music or making a beat for somebody? Like what was one of like the hardest things in your career?
Certain changes on certain songs, certain stops. You know,
okay.
You know, making mistakes with certain artists, they find you.
Oh,
you know,
man. Interesting.
You know, the person want to do the hit movement like a Sade, and you miss that beat. Well, you're gonna be fine.
Really?
Yeah,
just like that?
Just like that. James Brown did it all the time.
James Brown?
Yeah. James
Wow.
Brown did it all the time.
I like James Brown.
Yeah.
Have you ever been asked, right, to make a beat, whatever, and then you make it, and they ever came in, they heard it, and they're like, nah, I don't want to do something else? No, you never had that done? So you're good. Whatever they asked for, you did it, and it was good.
I'm what they consider in the studio a one-time taker.
One time, what?
I don't go over no song. When I put it down, that's it. It's done.
Really?
Yeah.
So you know what you're doing on that drum set.
I try to.
I want to see you play. I want to hear you play.
Next week.
You play this week?
Next week.
Oh, next week? Next Saturday you play? Okay. At the with your band?
Joint, yeah.
Oh, maybe it'll come through. I want to hear this. I want to see, man, because you sound like you know what you're doing out there.
Yeah, I try.
Humble.
You got to be in the business.
Music, right?
Yeah.
I can imagine that one. I know it's a very tough industry to be in. That one, very tough. I know it's very tough. A lot of things going on in there. What's the most like rewarding? What was one of the most rewarding things you ever?
To come up with this humble life and to see where playing drums have taken me. It's nothing like it on the planet.
Oh man, that's cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got to meet you.
Yeah,
That's cool. So playing, just being surprised of how where playing drums can get you in life.
it's just it's no telling. Especially like you on a cruise ship or whatever. I was playing on Carnival one time, and people enjoyed the show. It was last night at the cruise, and I got off there, came on home, and I got a call. Oh, man, we enjoyed the show. I'm saying, okay, yeah, all right. You thinking about coming back? I said, I don't know next time I'm going on a cruise, you know.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, I was with Carnival. He said, I'm not calling from Carnival. I said, what do you mean? I'm calling from Royal Caribbean. I said, wait, hold on. How you calling me? I played on Carnival last night. I ain't playing no Royal Caribbean. What they do, they send in people to observe what the other competition
are doing.
And that's how he wound up getting my number.
Wow. So you played on cruises too?
I didn't know that.
Wow. So you played on cruise ships?
Yeah.
Wow. And would you be gone for how long? Would you only do like weeks or months?
Whatever they do.
Really?
It's not long. I'm not going to go on no long tour.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Drake to go overseas, but he don't like to fly. I said, man, we take a slow boat. I said, I can give you a pill and you get on the plane and we get over there in Europe and do what we got to do.
Oh, Europe too? You've been?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get him back over there.
Oh, okay, got you. Wow, so that's cool too. You got to play on cruise ships.
Yeah, and some people don't know that some of the baddest musicians on cruise ships are from the Philippines.
Really? Philippines?
Philippine business. They got some of the baddest musicians on the planet.
Really?
And I said, man, how many songs you know? I know 1,500. How many you know? 1,200. How many you know? 1,065. These guys know to the bone what they
and know how to play them.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
When they go jam with them, it's like, this is off the damn chain, boy. This boat is rocking. Yeah.
That's I love to go on cruises.
Yeah.
And the live bands are really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And you would do every night or every other night?
Every other night or whatever, but it's just nothing like it.
Wow. I know the jam sessions. I used to love to sit down on people just coming up with random stuff, playing on the strings, people playing the drums and the keys coming in. It just sounds nice. I love a little jam session.
That's for sure.
Oh man. And you still do that? You still do that?
Yeah.
Oh. There's no other joy, right? So with your with performing live, like what was your first time ever getting on stage and performing? Like you had the
Apollo.
Was it Apollo? And how was that? You jitters and everything.
I didn't have any.
Really?
No.
Wow. How'd you manage that one? Like how'd you?
It was amateur hour.
Okay.
And see, the Apollo every Wednesday or Thursday they would have their amateur thing. And there's always a drum set there,
Gotcha.
Matter of fact, the drum set that I got, I initially seen it at the Apollo Theater. And it was what all the drummers in the world wanted, but they only made 4.
Yeah.
2 on the East Coast, 2 on the West Coast. And so I got one of the ones on the East Coast.
No way.
And it's called a Rogers XP8 set.
Wow.
And Rogers made it and went out of business.
Wow, so you got the last
I
one.
got the last.
How many pieces?
It's 7 pieces.
7? A full set?
Yeah.
Wow. And you still got it to this day?
Yeah, I got it set up in my living room. It don't go out the house.
It better not. that's the holy grail right there.
And you know, other, you know, the Japanese, Chinese, they came over here, they stole patents from us. And they went over there and they called themselves making them pearl. We used to have a set called Slingland. I had a set years ago called the Slingland set. And that Rogers XP8, I used to see that in Apollo. That's what they would use on various recordings. It's a recording concert set.
Okay.
And most drummers don't know that the tuning of that drum set is by the A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
The tuning of them?
Yeah, and it's it's supposed to be tuned to an A, B, C, D.
Really?
Yeah, most drummers don't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know you got to tune it to the...
Yeah.
Wow. And I remember when I used to do drums, the tune is very precise, right?
Yeah.
It's very precise.
But it has to be tuned to a note.
To the note. What do you typically use? A guitar or keys? Or you just...
You use the keys to get the same thing.
Same sound from it. I never knew that.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, if you're being a drummer, most drummers would not know that.
Yeah, wow, I did not know that's how you tune the drum sets.
Yeah.
Interesting. You ever been performing live and like maybe they switch up or someone messes up, like how do you recover during like a live performance if there ever was
You try not to show it.
Okay. Do you throw another like beat in there? Do you just act like it never happened?
I mean, I have dropped sticks one time. I remember my
worse.
foot pedal got caught in my pants.
Oh.
You know, and it's terrible, you know.
Yeah, that's bad. You can't get that bass again.
And so, you know, some of those things happen. That's why you see a lot of drummers, they would roll their leg up on the pants, or
so they can't
get caught. The other thing is if it's not a sturdy drum, they would even put rope to stop the bass drum from moving around.
Wow. Okay. Do you keep up with like modern day drummers?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one I really know right now is Travis Barker.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one I know. He's a wild drummer. He be banging on those things.
Well, John Blackwell, that's Prince's old drummer.
Really?
Yeah, he's from here. And
you know him?
Before he passed, I knew him before he passed. And he would come by to this place we're gonna be at next week, and off his tour. And his wife, I didn't know who she was. She, hey, who's playing the drums? And I said, who the hell wanna know? You know? and my husband. I said, who your husband? He's on the driver's side. And it's John, what's happening, man? Oh, you good now? That shit, I'm going. You know, but he was, I would call him a black ninja on drums. He was just that.
Really?
Sticks in the 12. You know, showman drumming.
Yeah.
And I used to do that years ago. I'm not into that.
No.
Sticks. I'm trying to stay in the pocket. That's all I want to do.
That's it. Keep a nice steady beat.
Yeah.
A little funky. You ever met Prince or no?
No.
No? Wow, I was gonna say that, man.
Right. I have been around where he was at. Matter of fact, I was supposed to go to a concert. The promoter was bringing Prince in, and they got snowed out. I think it rained out in Atlanta, and I was supposed to be backstage with him. You know, but this was before John was even playing with him. We had hooked John up with Prince.
Oh, okay.
Because he was just a bad behind drummer, you know.
He's that guy. He was that guy.
And you need to be with Prince, man. You know.
Prince was a great performer. Wow. That's really cool. That's really cool, man. I'm so glad I'm able to meet you. And I can tell you got stories for days.
Man, I can talk for hours.
Man, I really appreciate you for being on here. So as we get closer to the end here, so what I typically ask the person who I'm talking to, or whatever, what's what one piece of advice you'll give to a musician or someone who wants to start their drumming career or just music in general? What's one piece of advice you would give them? Be persistent and don't give up. give up. Be persistent and don't give up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And handle your business.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to tell a young girl that all the time. We was opening up for, I was with Bluesville, we was opening up for the Gap Band. And she got all shaken up. I said, hold on, what the hell wrong with you? We opening up for the Gap Band, I don't give a damn about that. You all nervous and everything? You know what I want you to do? Come. Just calm your ass down. And get out there and handle your business.
Handle your business.
That's what I had to tell her. She still talks about that.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so thank you for the piece of advice. So anyone out there listening, just you heard it here from a legend. You're a legend now to me, man.
Man, thank you.
It's an honor to talk to you, and it's I'm gonna try my best to come and I want to see you live.
Yeah.
At the where do you play at?
The Joint.
The Joint. Oh, that just seems like a nice little vibe.
Yeah.
I like that. And we gotta get you started on this book.
Yeah, man.
We gotta get it started. So everybody listening out there who knows about the paintings.
Yeah.
About the paintings, we wanna reach out. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Mr. Lewis, for being able to putting time aside for a person like me to talk to me.
Thank you.
Thank you for being such a legend. Thank you for everything. Just thank you for all the stories you shared. I definitely would like to have you back on. I know you have more stories.
We could do that.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Continue to support the podcast, subscribe, like, comment, download. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you again, Mr. Lewis.
You're welcome.